Live from our 7 Tasmania studios. Your nightly news with Peter Murphy begins now.
Good evening. Lawyers have been called in to help unpick the political stalemate around Marinus Link consultations. Dean Winter is being accused of breaching caretaker conventions by refusing to sign a letter endorsing the $5 billion project. But he says he hasn't been given a fair chance to consider the deal.
The future of Marinus Link hinges on the deal being signed by Saturday. The Premier wants it done and is claiming the Labor leader is holding out.
What is holding this up is Mr Winter, who has absolved himself of his responsibility.
Arguing Dean Winter needs to formally endorse the project under caretaker conventions, issuing him a letter yesterday with less than a day to consider it.
I've sought formal advice to see that we can proceed.
But Labor has sought legal advice that states otherwise.
It would be reckless and irresponsible for me to come back and endorse a deal that I wasn't fully aware of and I hadn't had time to consume.
The Energy Minister denies trying to set up a meeting to discuss the undersea cable with the opposition after Labor accused Jeremy Rockliff of stepping in to stop the briefing.
Did you attempt to brief Labor on Marinus during the election campaign as they claimed?
Categorically, no.
Though an email obtained from the Labor Party shows Diagon's office contacting them in April to arrange discussions in May.
I desperately wish that Jeremy Rockliff had taken Labor along with him on this journey.
The Liberals have been slammed for holding snap briefings with politicians earlier this week, giving them only 2 hours to pore over more than 1,000 pages of information.
We've reached out and to ensure that the crossbench and other political parties have available to them all the information in a collaborative and transparent way.
But the Premier insists the project stacks up.
It will set up Tasmania's social and economic prosperity like no other investment before it.
Saying it'll create 2,000 jobs and improve the state's bottom line by $400 million yearly, with Tasmania's contribution capped at around $103 million.
A world with Marinus is a better deal for our families' power bills and our major industrials.
The state's peak business group also backs it in.
We understand, certainly from the briefings that I've had, is the deal of all deals for Tasmania.
But others aren't entirely sold, at least for the time being.
What we need to make sure, though, is that this is the best possible deal for Tasmanians and that it's not going to put in jeopardy the primary production industry.
Anthony Dodd, 7 Tasmania News.
Spirit of Tasmania 1 is sailing through the Java Sea tonight on its way home from Singapore, behind schedule after being detained by the Port Authority over safety issues. It had been in dry dock for routine repairs, but the ship's return was delayed until surveys could sign off on issues early this morning. Spirit 1 is sailing towards Geelong to return to service, TT Line taking advantage of the quieter months to take it out of action for maintenance. Hooning drivers on the new Bridgewater Bridge are being put on notice. Speed cameras will go live from tomorrow. Anyone caught travelling over the 80km/h limit will be fined. State Growth says it's been testing the cameras over a 7-week period, in that time detecting around 800 infringements each week. The worst offenders face fines of more than $1,000 and 6 demerit points. Tasmania's next government is being urged to consider shortening the working week to 4 days without loss of pay. While it sounds like music to the ears of many, getting businesses on board is proving to be a big challenge.
A reduced work week for the same pay. That's the ambitious argument one union's pitching to the next Tasmanian government.
It's 50 years since we've delivered a reduction to improve the lives of working people. Let's get it done.
The Australian Services Union argue a 4-day week would reduce burnout and increase productivity, with bonuses for business as well.
There's issues with attraction and retention. We want to see quality conditions for Tasmanian workers, and this is something that can be delivered.
Women also now more likely to participate in the workforce compared to the early 80s, when the 38-hour work week was introduced. Yet they're still often the ones who take on a greater workload at home.
Women now obviously are participating in the workforce, but we haven't made significant changes to our hours of work.
West Coast Council has agreed to a trial, but it's unclear if the idea will take off more broadly.
We need to call out these sorts of things for what they are. Again, what we need is a discussion around what the community gets back for giving away that extra day of work.
This is just ridiculous. The economy's going bad.
As for the major parties,
I'm not going to intervene on employer relationships with their employees and their productivity in their workplace.
It's not something we've got any plans to do.
regardless, a signed petition set to be put on the desk of the next government. Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
5 Tasmanian private schools have landed in the top 100 national rankings. Hobart's Hutchins School, the state's highest performer, coming in at number 37. Farn, St Michael's Collegiate, Launceston Church Grammar and the Friends School also making the cut. The ratings consider a number of factors, including ATAR results, teacher to student ratios, as well as facilities and extracurricular activities. Well, since 2009, Launceston's Tiger Bus has offered free travel around the city, but now the service is nearing its final journey. The council voting to end its long run, citing costs and declining passenger numbers, the termination being slammed by the union and the community.
The Tiger Bus driving the way of its namesake. From October, it will be the one extinct.
I'm not too keen on that. I think it was a good service, very convenient for people getting around Launceston.
It's a silly idea. I mean, buses get you everywhere around Tassie.
Launceston City Council voting to dump the free service, blaming a sharp drop in passenger numbers, poor performance times and the annual $300,000+ price tag to keep it on the road.
They're certainly not using the Tiger Bus to get where they need to go.
We've neglected perhaps fine-tuning it, promoting it.
The council says it's fallen out of love, but commuters disagree, calling for more services, not less.
Just come from the mainland and there's services, trains, buses, trams, you know. So yeah, no, I reckon Tassie definitely is behind in the times, that's for sure.
The parking around here is probably pretty absurd. I'd definitely be more inclined to catch a bus into town.
The decision to terminate the Tiger Bus slammed by the union.
Fair to say that we've been blindsided by this decision. We certainly think that it's short-sighted.
Claiming just weeks ago the council indicated it would support a public transport boost.
To take this action today is a step in the wrong direction. Public transport requires more investment, not less.
While it's ended the line for the Tiger Bus, councillors are hopeful there'll be another solution soon.
We draw a line in the history of this today, but I don't say we give up.
Some ideas, though, more realistic than others.
Maybe horse and cart. Maybe we give everyone a free pair of shooters.
Victoria Easto, 7 Tasmania News.
The next generation of Tasmanian tradies have been given a crash course in construction at the Tailgate Building Careers Expo. Around 800 students from 29 schools were shown the tricks of the trade by industry representatives as part of an effort to invite more young people to pick up the tools.
I'm excited because it gives you an opportunity to go around and talk to people from different companies and different fields and get an idea of what you want to do as a job.
Building's, booming and it's not looking like it's going to stop anytime soon, so we need to keep employing plumbers and apprentices in our industry.
Organisers say attendance increased by 20% compared to Expo's debut last year. An organisation often riddled with injured wildlife that's been harmed by feral cats is attacking the root of the problem. Bonorong opening its own feline desexing program, limiting the number of threats our native animals face.
While they're often cute and cuddly around humans, cats can be another threat for Tasmania's native animals like birds and bandicoots.
It's often always really bad. A lot of puncture wounds, a lot of nasty infections coming from these puncture wounds, a lot of bacteria in cats' mouths.
Bonorong hoping to help get on top of the problem, opening its own feline fix facility one day a week.
By desexing, microchipping and vaccinating cats like little Lily here, we're then able to facilitate their adoption into loving homes where they'll be kept indoors and away from our precious wildlife.
Wildlife nurses like Ash take on 10 cats a week, sourced through various rescue organisations. While it is early days, Bonorong hopes the service will expand in coming months.
You just know it's making a really big impact to wildlife. For every cat that we desex, we are preventing hundreds of cats from being born in litters.
The program's already seen a love story. Bonnarong CEO Matt unable to send little Lily here back to the shelter.
She was the first cat to be desexed at Bonnarong, and I'm afraid that my partner and I were smitten with her, and so we did the right thing and we stepped in and we adopted cat number 1.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
After more than 2 years without one, commuters in Launceston finally have a warm and dry place to wait for the bus. The new Regional Transit Centre has officially opened its doors on St John Street, just metres from the old site. Since the closure of the Cornwall Square location in 2023, passengers have been forced to wait in a makeshift bus stop constructed with shipping containers. The centre services routes to and from Devonport, Hobart, Mole Creek and St Helens. It's hoped more young people yearning for a career in sport will consider staying in the state, with the Tasmanian Academy of Leadership and Sport set to launch for its second year. Over 50 students like Tom were part of the first intake, which he says helped him land a gig with the Devils.
As soon as I found out about the Tasmania Football Club opening up, I thought, I have to be a part of that. I have to get involved.
That's why a program like this is so good, because it's not specialised on a single stream in sport. It gives students visibility across the industry.
Year 2 will see the program expand into Launceston.
The Roos might be leading the NTFAW, but Deloraine will be watching their backs when they face the unpredictable Scottsdale women on enemy turf this weekend.
I think Scottsdale are going to bring it on the day, and it's going to be a really, really hard-fought game, and I think it's just who can bring it out on the day, and yeah, it's going to be tough. Even though we're on top of the ladder, I don't think it means anything. We're not safe.
It'll be definitely a game to be at. We'll see how we go. Home ground will help us, definitely.
Scottsdale's men hope their bottom-of-the-table clash is a chance to land their first win, while the worst part of Delorane's Premier League entry has been the social media trolls.
Not from our supporters that we see. It's just the external people that just see a result on the weekend and think that's not good enough, not understanding what it takes to get to a point, you know, and results can turn pretty quickly.
We've got some players back this week, looking like one of the stronger teams we'll field for the year, and obviously keen to get our first win.
Deloraine is still a mathematical chance of breaking into the top 4. For the third straight year, Saturday's TNL Grand Final will be a Northern Derby between the Hawks and Cavaliers. But this time, the roles are reversed. The Hawks go in underdogs, Cavs having not lost a game all season. But after taking the long road to the decider, the Hawks are happy with their performance through the knockout finals.
I think we played 2 of our best games all season, so it's really building into the last game. So we're very happy of how we played, and it definitely brought the energy up, especially last week's win.
We are going in confident to the finals, but anything can happen in finals. So I think we're also trying to keep quite a level and calm head.
The Hawks also had their under-19s in the final up against Cripps Waratah, both games at the Silver Dome from 2 p.m. Saturday. They're setting up some extra chairs there, Murph. I think they're expecting a pretty good crowd.
Oh, it'll be exciting, Nick, that's for sure. Thanks for that. Well, she enjoyed herself so much last night, she's back to do it again. Jackie Harvey joins us after the break with the weather forecast.
Good evening. A bit of a cool start to the day today with patches of fog and frost. 13 was the high across Hobart, Launceston and Devonport, Burnie reaching 12 degrees. 14 was the state's top across Smithton and King Island, Scottsdale and Sheffield 13 and 12 in Strawn. Across Tasmania today, onshore winds and low-level cloud were seen about southern and eastern parts of the state. Further out, scattered low-level cloud covered most of Victoria, South Australia and WA. Tomorrow, light showers are seen across the west of the state. Fine conditions elsewhere after some areas of morning frost and fog. South to southwesterly winds tomorrow 5 to 15 knots, reaching 20 knots about the south. Swells up to 4 metres in the west and south and below 1 metre in the north. A road weather alert is current from the northwest coast right around to the upper Derwent Valley forecast districts for icy roads. Tomorrow's forecast now: Hobart partly cloudy, 13 across Huonville and Campania. In the north, morning frost then sun about Launceston and Devonport, mostly sunny in Georgetown. Burnie and Wynyard tomorrow can expect some morning frost and a top of 14 there, a possible shower in Strawn. Sunny in St Helens, 14 in Swansea and partly cloudy in Port Arthur. Let's take a look into the weekend ahead now. Saturday, light showers developing about the north during the afternoon, fine elsewhere. Sunday, light showers about the north, fine elsewhere after areas of morning frost and fog. And Monday, fine with some light showers in the north. Capital cities, 21 and sunny in Perth tomorrow. Adelaide, partly cloudy and a shower or two in Brisbane. And currently Hobart, partly cloudy and 7, clear in Launceston, Devonport, 6 degrees right now. And that's all in weather tonight, Murph. Don't forget to drive to those icy road conditions ahead.
Well, I won't have a worry about that, Jackie. My wife drives me everywhere, but yeah, please be careful on the roads. Thanks for that. We'll see you tomorrow night, and we'll see you all tomorrow night, I hope. That's all our news for now. We'll be back later for updates. Thanks for joining us. Good night.